Yes, this is ProWrestling.me News. We're going to do a mini little show today. I'm going to do these a lot more on the program. It's going to be ProWrestling.me, and today we're going to talk about AJ Styles injured, and that's all happening right now on PWME News. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it was announced yesterday using various different platforms, various different websites. The one I'm using right now is ringsidenews.com. No affiliation, it's just that was one that was already up, because you guys know I like to bash and talk about this company to shreds and really dig them a lot because they make up so much bullshit. But anyhow, today AJ Styles will not be performing, or repeat, will not be performing in his house shows. He was scheduled to be wrestling on Friday, Saturday and Sunday. He was scheduled to be on those house shows. However, he is now not featured on any of these house shows. He potentially might not even be wrestling on Monday Night Raw on Tuesday SmackDown TV tapings, which will obviously be the go-home show for the Extreme Rules pay-per-view event, or the network special as they like to call it now, which will take place next Sunday. So, in my opinion, it's good that at least he's going to get some time off. You know, he has had these injuries before. If you remember last year, the Ring of Honor Final Battle 2015 pay-per-view event, he was suffering an injury but still performed against Jay Lethal for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Take 1 month later, you had the IWGP IC title on the line, or I don't think it was for the IC title, I think it was just Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles at Wrestle Kingdom 10, one of the best matches I've seen in a very, very long time. He then, didn't really compete for a while. He then came to WWE at the Royal Rumble, and he's been wrestling very hard now for the past 5 months here in the WWE, and that's a really rough schedule, for wrestling 5 times a week mostly, obviously Friday, Saturday, Sunday, plus just coming off the back of a grueling European tour. But the Extreme Rules match itself will take a lot out of a man, so I respect the decision of the WWE to take him off house shows, to maybe just have involved in segments or backstage pre-tapes or in-ring promos coming up in the next week or so, leading into the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, so it'll be 100% healthy. But does this now, even though we know that AJ Styles will not, deep down in our hearts, as much as we want the Phenomenal One to win the World Heavyweight Championship for the WWE anyways, we all know, guys, that AJ Styles will not be leaving out World Champion. It will be Roman Reigns who's going to return, because he's the chosen one, he's their boy. So in my opinion, that will lead them to only have AJ Styles lose to then go on to feud with either Finn Balor or Kyle Anderson or Doc Gallows. I don't know how they're going to play this out. They've got lots of different avenues they could go down to take you into different roads and different directions for the company being, or this feud being anyway. They're probably going to go the absolute basic route. I'm not expecting Bader to debut at Extreme Rules, because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't want to get my hopes up. That's going to be frank. I don't want to get my hopes up because I want to see Bader debut. But then again, NXT is doing a UK tour in June, so that's another reason why I think Finn Balor could be staying down in NXT for a bit longer. But again, back to the original point of AJ Styles dealing with injury, and also he did not compete on last week's SmackDown, so he in theory he won't be wrestling for at least 12 days, which is long enough to go to DDP Yoga like he did before, get that back sorted heading into the pay-per-view, and I wish him nothing but the best. I'm swearing to God, I hope AJ Styles wins the fucking World Heavyweight Championship. That'd be a fucking awesome moment. But he won't, but at least we can go on to a good program with maybe AJ versus Baylor, or AJ versus The Club. By the way, get your toiletries out. The Club is one of the worst names I've ever heard in the history of professional wrestling, and there's been a lot of them. What an awful name The Club is. Jesus Christ, and a popsicle stick. So this is going to do it again. I'm going to be doing these a lot more. Really short shows, just hitting one topic. So leave your comments in the comment section below what your feelings and thoughts are on AJ Styles being potentially injured with several nagging injuries. This has been LK. Check out ProWrestling.me.